Okay, this is a complimentary review for actualcures.com. And before I begin talking about some of the specific SEO fundamentals, I just wanted to point out that the purple text on the black may be appealing and somewhat creative to some people, but I think it takes away a certain element of authority. So if we're trying to brand ourselves as experts here, perhaps a bit more professional appearance of the site would be in order. If you're trying to gain inbound links from authoritative sources, which we're all trying to do, making your site look professional is one of the most effective ways. Now, typically the first thing I see is that title tags all need to be replaced, but lo and behold, out of 30 pages that are in this domain, every single title tag seems to be unique, so congratulations to whoever's spending the time doing that. Taking a look at an individual page, I can see that the headline for the page, this right here, is actually in an H1 tag. So again, congratulations, somebody's been doing their homework. And the title tag, besides the title tag being unique, the description tag for the page is also perfectly descriptive of what is on the actual page, and it's not a run-of-the-site description. Now, there really aren't specific, well, actually, yes, there are specific photos added to just this page, and there is a missed opportunity here in using a keyword descriptive alt tag describing this particular image as being a hip joint image, hip joint pane illustration, hip joint JPEG, using an alt tag that's descriptive, using keywords so that someone knows that this is a picture is going to be preferable than leaving it blank. There's some debate among the SEO community whether or not that actually helps ranking for this particular page, but I can tell you that with Google's universal search, having descriptive alt tags is going to come up much better. So if somebody were actually searching for a picture of a hip joint or an illustration of a hip joint pain, having the alt tag is pretty much mandatory if you're going to be found at all. The fact now that Google is often showing images and even videos in their organic search results is called universal search. And again, adding the alt tags to images, while it fell out of favor back in 2006, I'd say it's back in full swing, and any search marketer worth his salt that's adding images to sites is now taking the extra couple of seconds to pop in an alt tag. So with unique title tags, unique description tags, unique keyword meta tags on every page, using an H1, why doesn't this site perhaps rank better for some of the phrases it may be targeting? Well, if you pop over to SEOdigger.com, you might be surprised to see all of the things that the site does rank for, even on the first page of Google. You've got some very informative key phrases, if not words that are frequently searched for. So I would imagine that by looking at SEOdigger.com, you'll find ways that people are coming to your site or could potentially come to your site that you hadn't thought about, and also, of course, by analyzing your internal stats. Now, on the other hand, if you want to rank for what your primary title tag is, which is nutritional deficiencies, that's going to be a little bit more competitive considering you have over a million search results. However, you might not even realize that you're already on page 3 for nutritional deficiencies, uh, ranked at number 25. So if that's a target phrase for you, you're working your way up, and some ways that you might increase your ranking for that phrase are likely going to be found through gaining some inbound links. If you look at the number of sites that are linking to you on Google, we're of course only seeing 7 because Google doesn't show you a lot of information. But if you use Yahoo Site Explorer, you can see that there are 158. I'm sorry. Other than from your own domain, there are 130 inbound links that are pointing to you. So one one method that's pretty effective is to search for some of your competitors that are ranking higher than you. Look at who their inbound links are and go target some of those same partners for getting inbound links by either offering them content or requesting that they link back to you because you have some valuable information that their readers may want. But Yahoo generally ranks these links when you do a link search. They generally rank in order of value and in order of importance. So if you look at your competitors and you see who their most important links are, you can go after some of them. If you go to the homepage of searchcommander.com, on the left side you'll see Learn Search Marketing, and this top 10 SEO factors should give you a couple of ideas about your inbound links. If you scroll down in the article and you go to link text and anchor text, you can actually use better anchor text inside your site. But in a big way, you've actually done some very good job. Actually done a very good job using link text in your site. If I look at the bottom, I'm not seeing that you've got a sitemap. That is one of the things that perhaps would keep pages from getting lost. Um, ultimately your sidebars are going to fill up, and you won't have room for all of the content you're going to be adding. So perhaps having a sitemap page that you update regularly is a good way to make sure that as your site grows, that there's always kind of an index page with links to all of your actual articles. Also, if these articles are categorized at all, or could be categorized at all, there's a lot to be said for theming or siloing or structuring or whatever you want to call it your website in such a way that you've got primary areas of importance. Right now it appears as if your whole site is simply front page and a bunch of different articles. It makes it difficult to send links. For example, if you have several articles that talk about Alzheimer's, you may want to have an Alzheimer's section, kind of a categorized section. Make a page that lists all your Alzheimer's articles. Then that page becomes a good link target for you to solicit links to. It also pays not to be stingy. Provide outbound links to other relevant sources of information. And in your case, you've done a very good job of that, giving external links to more information about what you're writing about. So again, kudos to whoever's doing this. They're doing the right thing. A quick thought about usability. Let's say I land on this page. Where the heck do I go to get back to home? Well, I know that if I scroll all the way down here, there's the home page link. That's pretty odd, and nobody's going to find that. I would encourage you to have a return to home link, a more standard layout. It's somewhat artistic and creative, the way you've done this, true. But when people want to see what else you have to offer, returning to your home page is one of the most effective ways of being able to keep a visitor, keep your site sticky. And hiding your home page link just doesn't make sense. Back to that article, like I said, I talk about the sitemap. And while I do see that you've done an XML sitemap and submitted to Google, which is great, I'm not saying that you've done the rudimentary sitemap.txt, which has kind of become a standard, and that would be a static sitemap that actually shows the sections, categories, and articles of your site. So while you actually did the more, what I would call, more advanced one with an XML sitemap, you didn't just do a static sitemap, and I believe that still helps. And even if it didn't help search engines, it helps visitors navigate and keeps your site stickier. And then, obviously, again, inbound links. With Google, it's all about inbound links and content. I can't criticize your content at all, except to say that I hope it keeps up, and I hope that you continue to provide it on a regular basis, because doing so is going to brand your site as more of an authority in these types of informational articles. But getting those links to those articles is going to be ever increasingly important. And with the 130 inbound ones you have now, I wonder if perhaps doing some directory submissions, more digging, stumbling, using some of the social networks, because of the subject matter that you talk about, it's very diggable, very linkable. So you're providing good information, but getting it out to the masses is going to get you more inbound links, which will in turn make you rank better. Finally, I don't mean to be naive, but this is a great informational resource. However, I'm not seeing any way to contact you other than scrolling way down and looking in the footer of your site. Oops, there it is. Um, and perhaps you don't want contacts. Perhaps there is no method of monetization of this site. There's no ads. There's no get a quote. There's no buying products. Perhaps this is just for the love of information, which is why you're doing this. However, I would still recommend having a contact link, contact page, even if it's just a form for people to fill out to interact with you. Having a contact page is going to make you seem more accessible in some sense, and you'll be more likely to attract an inbound link if someone thinks that there's a real human and a real body behind all of this great information. Anyway, that's it. I hope you found this helpful. Thanks, and do have an optimal day.